Hello, this is Dr. Keith Miller, President of the Pennsylvania Chiropractic Association. A lot of you have asked questions about what's going on with the Availty and Helion update and the switch over from Navinet and Tivity. We've gone back and forth with Highmark. We finally have some answers. So first of all, a lot of you have been very frustrated with timeouts in the systems where there's errors and issues and dropouts, and you're having problems getting into the system. What we found is that we are now down to a 7% error and dropout rate, according to Highmark, where it was 24% of people trying to get into the system that were getting kicked out or getting stuck in loops or having errors and getting dropped. They've been fixing their online data management system, and they said as of yesterday that was down to 7%, and they're hoping to continue to get that down even lower. The average authorization was 5.4 minutes on the ones that weren't having errors. They're now down to effectively 3.5 minutes. So they're trying to continue to get the system up and running. I don't know about what's going on in your office. I'm just giving you the data that they're giving us. Another thing was a lot of people are wondering what's going on with the changes in the number of visits being automated. A lot of you were getting a certain number of visits that were kind of consistent last time in Tivity, and now you're seeing that those visits that were 12 are not happening anymore. Well, apparently what's going on is the number of visits are now going through an AI system, and it is dependent on one, your performance, i.e. what tier you're in, and number two, the diagnosis codes that you're selecting. So while Pathways providers, you received auto approvals before that were pretty straightforward, that went through on the same number. Highmark will only auto approve now based on those items. So if you're using lazy diagnosing, where you're just using pain or subluxation, but you're not using their disc or their radiculopathy, that's why you're seeing those drop-in changes. So always use the most specified and highest level of diagnosis that you can make. Don't go lazy on it. And you'll get your visits a little bit more according to the type of care and the type of patient you're seeing. Now here's a big one, the retroactive reviews. So Highmark always defined retrospective review requests for 30 days and greater of a service. A lot of you have seen that before. It was really easy that you were able to go into the Tivity system and manipulate the system and get 365 days directly through the Tivity system. It was supposed to be 14 before when done through Navinet, and that was a workaround that a lot of providers had realized and figured out, and we've been doing it for years. Well, they've since closed that loophole. So apparently, even though it's supposed to be 14 and all the data of the system said 14, they've increased that to 21 in the Helion ARC system. So there's no workarounds anymore, and the 21 is the 21 for the retro. Now, there is 365 days that you could do and beyond, but you have to go through the medical management review system. That means you're going to have to, now if you're beyond that 21-day period, you're going to have to send in notes and documentation and everything else as to why you need to go around that 21 system. We're trying to, in the short run, if there's some issues and problems, get that extended just in the short run during the transition. But Highmark so far feels that since they're slowly reducing the threshold of errors and getting the call times quicker, that they're not sure that they're going to be obliging that since they've gotten that down so much over the last week. So I advise you to make sure that you just keep pushing through on those pre-authorizations and make sure they keep happening. Lastly is the approval that you're only seeing for 98940, and you're not seeing it for anything else. You're not seeing it for therapies. We're trying to find out from Highmark what this means and whether or not that's just a generic that says you're approved for everything, including all those other items, or it's just for the 98940. The contact I have at Highmark was really unsure how to answer that, but he's going to get that information to as quickly as possible. So hopefully this helps a little bit on all of your worries and fears. We're going to get more info. I'm hoping to have another update by the end of the week. Please look for it. Hopefully this helps. This is Dr. Keith Miller, President of the Association, doing what we can in real time to get answers from Highmark. Bye-bye.